Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome, and if you have, welcome back. So today I was working on a Q&A video, and I was sitting here writing down all the questions. And one of the questions was about our education system here in Canada. And I also have had questions like, do you have any universities or colleges there? And, what's your student loans like? Things like that. And so I realized that I could do an entire video easily just on our education system. There's going to be some information in this video that's helpful to people that live outside of our country, but then I'm also going to talk about the benefits of schooling your children here for public school and high school and what kind of grants and things like that you get from the government for college and university, which is actually really interesting. So make sure you stick around for that. So our public school and high school are both free here. Catholic school, the only thing that's not free is if you choose to put your child in some kind of private school or Montessori schools, although Montessori schools are free in the territory. So that's amazing because in the province that I'm from, they're not free. I think the only thing you really have to pay for is like school supplies. Again, we homeschool. I'm not quite familiar with the public school and high school systems now, but I think you have to pay for a certain amount of school supplies. And I don't even know if that's mandatory or that's more of like a strongly encouraged thing. I think it's like things like pencils and pencil case and whatever. Most of the things like textbooks and all that stuff are supplied. So we do have a school here. It's called Aurora College. I'm going to be leaving a link down below showing you the link to that college website. And that on that website, it'll show you the programs that we have available. The ones that I saw just glancing at it are nursing. There was like diamond cutting and mining, I think. Mining's really popular here, pardon me. And then other like certificate programs. So it seems like if you're going to go to university for really anything else, that you're going to need to go outside of the territory. They have a program each year that you are in school, starting from grade 1 to grade 12. They give you 1 semester paid for college. I'm going to link down the handbook down below so you can go through and look at the exact details for yourself, but I'll just give you a little rundown. So each year you're in, they give you a semester, and then how it works is it's 1 semester per grade, so that's what I said. And then when you graduate and you come back here, the way they start to pay it off is for every 3 months that you're here, they pay off a certain percentage. And then as you work here, that's how they sort of pay it down. Now, as you guys know, I homeschool, so I do want to throw this in there. I hear that our public schools and our high schools are very good. No shade to the public schools and high schools, but of course I homeschool. If you haven't seen my Why I Homeschool video, I will leave that maybe at the end of this video so that you can check that out after. I'll give you 15 reasons why I homeschool, but there are many. But if you do homeschool here, I am pretty sure this is the best territory and province to be homeschooling in. They give you funding from the government. It is, I think, about $4,000 per year per child. And you can use that toward a wide variety of things. Basically anything that you can explain is a learning tool for your child, they will refund you for. And so long as you don't say, oh, I'm going to use all $4,000 to go to Disneyland because it's, a learning opportunity or whatever. As long as you don't use too much of a chunk. Yeah, but they're pretty good. There's a few restrictions and things that I think they're kind of working on each year. For example, they used to pay for summer camps and things like that, and they don't anymore. Which, I don't think they should necessarily pay for summer camps, but they should recognize that sometimes people choose to homeschool year round. So that's kind of like, they don't cover if your kid's doing music lessons, swimming lessons, any of that stuff in the summertime, they won't cover it, which is like, I don't know about that, but anyway, it's still great. It's an amazing funding, and the schools are not heavily involved. So I know people from, for example, Ontario, where I'm from, it's not regulated at all, and there's no funding, and so the government has no involvement in your schooling there. That is great. I can totally see the appeal of that, and I did see the appeal of that when I was there. And I know people worry about coming here and, registering their child with the school board and how, they're going to have your information. But guys, you do not have to immunize your children if you don't want. You don't have to, which you should, but you don't have to, because some people worry about that. Well, if my kid goes in the school system, we have to have immunizations. You don't here, right? They're not going to school. They're just registered with it. And you don't have to ever meet with the school board or anything, submit anything, do anything, unless they change that. But as of right now, you don't have to do any of that. So they're not involved in what you're doing. The only thing is, I think it's different if you register with the Catholic school board. So I think you do have to submit like a portfolio or something every year. And they do say on the website that you have to meet with the principal every year, but I've asked a lot of the homeschool moms and ones who have homeschooled their children from kindergarten all the way through high school, and they've never met with the principal unless it's been requested by them. So like nobody's, hounding you or anything like that. So it's basically just free funding to do whatever you could imagine with your child, which to me is like the greatest blessing in the entire world, because my husband is super cheap, and I think that was one of the big hesitations he had in homeschooling, choosing to homeschool initially when we were in Ontario, thinking, oh, we're going to have to pay for these things when they're already paid for, if my kid was to go to school. But we're going to get one of the homeschool moms I know was just covered for an electric piano, so that's one of the things I'm going to get Alice next year. We plan on doing Sonlight program, which we never would have done had we been paying for it out of pocket, but that's going to be an amazing program. I just could cry. I just feel so blessed that I have such freedom to do whatever I want with her and know that the funding's covered. I mean, she's going to do all sorts of lessons. I am just so overjoyed. So that is such an advantage too about living here as far as our school system goes. So. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, with every student loan, I'm pretty sure in every province, they give you benefits. So you get like dental benefits, health benefits, all that stuff, because our government only covers so much. It doesn't cover dental. It doesn't cover, some prescriptions, depending, things like that. So you get all that when you attend college or university here. And with the program here in Yellowknife, in the Northwest Territories, not just in Yellowknife, sorry. If you end up going to school somewhere else, they will provide you airfare to come home to visit your family as well. What I'm getting at here too, if you're not from our country, is every province and territory has a different way of doing it. It has a different way of loaning you a student loan. So where I'm from in Ontario, how they do it is they give you a certain amount and then you're only required to pay back $7,200 per year. So for example, we got up to $30,000 paid to us per year, and that's for living expenses, tuition, all that stuff. But we only have to pay back $7,200. So it's fantastic that way. There's a whole bunch of like federal and provincial ways to have the government pay down that even still. So we have a student loan out with $7,200 per year. Because my husband is working at a rural hospital, they pay $4,000 a year off on your loan. So also, because we both have a student loan, you can apply for what's called repayment assistance, and they pay your interest on the loan, and you don't have to make payments for a certain amount of time. If you're on that repayment assistance for a certain amount of years, they start to pay down your loan. So essentially, and if you're low income, same thing. If you're single, you don't have a spouse that has a loan, you're low enough income, you could qualify for that repayment assistance. It can also decrease the amount you have to pay on your loan. So say you owe $300 a month, you may only have to pay $100 depending on your income. And again, if you're on that long enough, then they'll start to pay down your loan. So essentially, you can get your entire education for free. Anyway, that's how that works. Oh yeah, it also, like in Canada, at least in Ontario, I'm pretty sure this is a federal thing though. If you go to school at a military college, they have the same kind of system. So they will pay for your accommodations and tuition and all that stuff. But you have to serve in the military for, I think, like 5 years after. So that can be a really cool way to do it too, to get your education for free. Anyway, definitely check out that link down below because it tells you all of the details that you'll need to know. And thankfully that was supplied to me by someone on a Facebook group. So thanks to them for that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have about that. If you have any questions about anything that I haven't answered, please leave them down below and I'll be happy to find a way to answer them for you if I don't know the answer already. Yeah, and thank you so much for watching this today, guys. Make sure you subscribe, please, and ring the bell beside the subscription button down below. And make sure you click it to all. It'll give you an option for all and personalized, and make sure you click all so that you can see my videos, like it will show you them, and you can decide whether you want to watch them or not. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up too, please, and I will see you in the next video.